Hey guys, so welcome back to the Complete Guide series, and today we'll be taking a look at Darius. I'll be covering lane matchups and champion difficulties against Darius. So that was the request that you guys commented in the previous videos, and I will be finally doing it, so yeah. For the runes, we are taking Conqueror as the keystone, and for the second one, we can either go Brutal for the early game damage and Triumph for the late game when you are killing a lot of champions. And if you are feeling a bit risky, you can either take Champion instead of Triumph or Brutal. So for the second one of the secondary rune, we'll be taking Hunter or Spirit Walker because Darius is very weak when he's being crowd controlled, so he needs the tenacity or the slow resistance. And for the last one, we'll be taking Hunter Genius for the cooldown resist. The other runes, it doesn't synergize well with Darius Kit, so yeah, we'll not be taking all those. And for the items, we have Trinity Force as the first item, and the second item will be Steroids Gauge. So the reason why we go Trinity over Black Cleaver is because more damage and it synergizes well with Darius' abilities. So if you want more defensive champion, you can go for Black Cleaver instead of Trinity. And the reason why we go Steroids Gauge is because of the 1v1 potential and the surprise that you can do to your enemies when you are like 2v1ing them. So towards when you are going like lower HP, you can actually turn fights. And for the third item, we'll be taking Mercury Threads because of the tenacity stats that it gives, as well as magic resist, so against mages it will be good. And we'll be upgrading that to Quicksilver Stash or Teleport, up to your preference. So I would say Quicksilver Stash because of the crowd controls that the enemies have. And the fourth item, you can either go with Deadman Plate or Spirit Visage depending on your matchups. And the last item we'll be getting is Death Dance because of the item passive that it gives, so he will not be quickly nuked down in the late game. So over to the lane matchup, we have Camille. So Camille is pretty easy to deal with in the early game because she just got hit by a nerf in the early game, and Darius is very strong in the early game because of his passive, and if you combine that with Ignite, you can easily kill her at level 1. So against Darius, it's depending on which player champion mastery is higher. So if you know how to play Darius, you will definitely win the lane. And against Fiora, so Fiora early game is quite weak, so you are looking to go all in level 1 and just kill her from there onwards and snowball the game. So against Garen, you can either wait for level 6 or just level 5 for your ultimate and just kill him with your ultimate, or you can either go all in level 1 and just cheese him as well. So all these champions you can easily cheese except for Olaf in the level 1 because he's really strong. And Jax early game is pretty weak as well, unless if you play very safe and wait until level 3, he might cheese on you, so watch out for that. And Morphy should be pretty easy matchup as well because Darius doesn't auto attack much. He can just use his abilities to trade with him in the lane. Nessus is pretty straightforward. He doesn't deal any damage in the level 1, so you can just kill him at level 1. Olaf, you shouldn't go all in at level 1 because he's very strong because of his passive, and as well as his Undertow, which is pretty low cooldown if he picks it up in level 1. Singe should be pretty straightforward. Just don't chase him in the lane and try to get to level 5 as fast as possible and just straight away kill him when you hit level 5. So against Trenderman is pretty hard unless the Trenderman knows what he's doing. So pretty much what Trenderman can do is that counter your ultimate with his own ult, so watch out for that. You should be able to kill him before he hits his ultimate. Also against Ving will be the hardest matchup because she's a range matchup and you are melee, so she can just keep the distance. So wait for level 5 or bring ghosts and then go all in on her at level 1. It's up to you like how you want to play it. So against Yasuo, it will be pretty straightforward. Most of the Yasuos are not that good, so you should be able to kill them and just take a snowball and dominate the entire game. So yeah, that will be it for all of the lane matchup, and we'll get right into the every champion matchup. So against Ari, it will be pretty hard because of her mobility and the charm. And what you're looking to do is this: don't look to chase her down in the team fights or mid game. Just don't chase Ari at all. And against Akali, it will be pretty straightforward. Just use your first ability, the spinning eggs, when she's using her shrub. So against Alistar, it will be pretty simple. You just get full passive stack and then ulti him. It will deal true damage, so his ulti won't do anything. So against tanks, it will be pretty straightforward. Just get full stack and just ulti them. So against Annie is pretty like hard to catch because of her tables. So it gets just an easy rating. And against Ashe, it will be harder because of a passive that slows you. So any champions that can have crowd control abilities will be harder to catch. You can either go for Ghost or Ignite, depending on the team comp that the enemy is playing. So if they have a lot of crowd control, you can go for Ghost instead of Ignite. And against Aurelius, it should be pretty straightforward. You just stay inside his passive, the circling balls, and you should be good to go. Against Blitz, just watch out for his hooks. It should be fine. Against Braum, try to stack your full passive and then ulti him. That will take care of him. So against Camille, she's pretty slippery in the late game, so watch out for that. Try not to chase her. Against Mando, you should bring Ignite and just chase him and kill him. Driven should be pretty straightforward. Just get close to him, pull him, then kill him. Evelyn is pretty straightforward as well. Just watch out for ulti, which she can run away from your ult. Against Ezreal, it will be pretty hard because he's very mobile, and if you build Iceborne Gauntlet, it's pretty much over for Darius, so don't bother chasing him, and he deals a lot of damage against tanks as well. So Fiora, I've already covered it. So Fizz should be pretty simple. Just try not to use your ult before he uses Playful Trickster. Against Garen in the late game, he's pretty tanky, so yeah, watch out for that as well. So against tanks, what you're looking to do is just fully stack your passive and then ulti them, so for the maximum true damage. Against the Gragas, it should be pretty simple as well, but watch out for his ultimates. Graves have a lot of mobility in the late game if he knows what he's doing, so try not to chase him. Against Janna have a lot of crowd control, so try not to dive the carries and try to kill Janna first. Against Javor, he will use his flag and drag, so watch out for that. And he can lock you down inside his ult because you don't have any dashing or jumping over the wall abilities. Jax should be hard in the late game because he's weaker early game and very strong late game. So against Jhin, you shouldn't be chasing Jhin because he's quite mobile and he have a lot of mobility as well. Against Jinx should be pretty straightforward as long as you can hit your second ability and slow her down and pull her towards you and finish her off. So against Kai'Sa, it will be pretty hard because she's very mobile and she can turn invisible in the late game. Lee Sin should be quite hard as well because he's very mobile. So any champion that is quite mobile, you should be watching out. And against Lux, just QSS the binding, you should be good to go. So Malphite, he can steal your mobility, so watch out for that. Master Yi should be quite hard in the late game. You shouldn't fight him because he can get like very close to you, then start spamming the autos only. That's what he does, so you shouldn't be looking to fight Master Yi unless if you're super ahead. Against MF, MF is pretty strong in the late game because of her mobility, and if she have a good support, you shouldn't die for her as well. Like, just try to peel for your carries and take out their front lines because Darius deal true damage. So against Nami, it should be pretty hard as well because she got the slows and the knock up from the bubbles. So Nessus should be pretty easy even in the late game if you have Snowball in the early game. And Olaf should be pretty straightforward. So Orianna got slows, watch out for that. Seraphine slow. Shyvana no slow, so you can just like kill her in the late game unless if she is super fat, so watch out. And Singe, don't chase Singe, that's about it. And Sona should be pretty straightforward as well. It's like Seraphine, unless she is super fat, she won't do much to you, so you can just dive her. Soraka is pretty easy to counter, just don't stand in circles, that's about it. Tryndamere should be pretty hard in the late game if he have his ult, so try not to 1v1 him. Twister Fake should be straightforward. You can just chase him down. Virus, same as well. No mobility, just chase him down. Vayne, don't die Vayne, just ignore Vayne and try to help out your team. Run away from her if possible, because she deal true damage against tanks, and it's a percentage health damage, so the more health you have, the more damage you will take from Vayne. So Vi, you can duel her if you are super fat. Xing Zhao, try not to fight Xing Zhao at all in the early game, because he's really broken right now and he's gonna get nerfed once the 1.0 beta release. So Xing Zhao at this point of the time is really annoying to deal with because he's not balanced right now. And Yao Suo should be pretty straightforward. Don't fight him in the lane because he can dash through minions. Try to catch him in the jungle and kill him. Zed is pretty hard to kill because of his ultimate. He can counter your ult with his ult. And Ziggs should be pretty straightforward. Just use your hook when he's trying to jump away from you. Yeah, so that will be the matchup for the Darius. So if you guys are enjoying the video, make sure you guys drop a like and subscribe to the channel. So I see that most of you guys are not subscribed to my channel. If you're new to this channel, welcome. And normally what I do on this channel is I pump up a lot of Wild Rift content, and it's actually free, guys. So please subscribe to my channel. And yeah, so enjoy the video.